Welcome to another interesting episode of The Headliner titled Meet the Elders. With me, Omar Isa Dandago, on your favorite channel, Mikia TV. Well, criticisms, especially in the academia, are not a new phenomenon. And my guest today is very much familiar with them. In fact, he welcomes them wherever he talks, either on the media or addressing a live audience at a conference or presentations or something like that. But these days, he has been receiving, well, a very new type of criticism. And this one is on Facebook from mostly young people who think what he posts are not, in plural, in line with their own understanding, even though he believes that what he's posting is a product of a long-term research and reading and consultations of experts and books and literature. So we are going to talk to Professor Abdallah Uba Adamu about him being on Facebook and whether or not the criticisms and the insults he has been receiving these days from mostly young people are going to make him stay away or quit Facebook in particular. Well, like I said, today we are recording at the Faculty of Communication here at Bayero University, Kano. And Professor Abdallah Uba Adamu joins me now. Well, thank you very much indeed, Professor Abdallah Uba Adamu, for being on the show.
Thank you very much, Omar. It's very good to be here. Good evening, everyone. Yes.
You know, it's always a pleasure to have an interview with you because we sometimes have a little bit of debate on some issues. And this is something that you said you are interested in, debate.
No problem. It is through all the debates, agreement, disagreements, that we tend to learn.
Yeah, definitely.
Because it's not what you learn that matters, but how you use what you learn.
Definitely.
That is what is very critical.
So which means you are comfortable with, quote unquote, the insults and the heavy criticisms that you have been receiving on Facebook due to largely the posts that you have been doing, which, well, some people deem as controversial, provocative.
Criticism is the basis for the growth of knowledge. Knowledge grows as a result of being challenged. You think you know, but eventually you find that you actually don't really know. Or you think you know, then you discover that there is a limit to what you know. So when you display a certain level of learning or knowledge and somebody criticizes it, they are looking at it from a different angle from yours. That doesn't mean you are wrong or that they were right, but it just means that there are other ways of looking at the same thing. What is very critical in criticism is objectivity. When you criticize someone, you criticize them not because you hate them, not because you don't like them, but because you believe that there are facts or another additional information which they are not aware of. So you are criticizing them in order to draw attention to these other aspects that they were not aware of. But to criticize simply because you don't like somebody, that is very, very wrong. Or when somebody says something and you say, you are a liar, you are lying. No, this is what he knows.
So that is not a criticism. Ideally, that is a personal attack.
That's a personal attack. Okay. When somebody writes something or says something that you feel is not correct, all you have to do is to say, it was very interesting what you said, but I think I have another alternative perspective, and this is it. So he brings your perspective, he brings his perspective, you bring your perspective, and then we all learn at the end. But when you say, no, you are lying, you are saying that what he says is wrong, what you are saying is right, and he must accept what he says. Yeah. And that is wrong.
So there's a little bit of imposition. Someone is imposing upon another person that their views or whatever it is being talked about is the right one.
Yeah.
Which you cannot accept as a researcher.
Yeah, no.
I know that.
All researchers, what the researchers do is to go to the field and uncover information, synthesize that information, and make it public. The researchers don't create information. What they do is they research it. All the information that the researchers give is already available. It's not something that they sit down in their rooms and then fabricate it. So it is very, very important to be aware of the difference. But unfortunately, like I said, some people lack the decorum to disagree with you in a civilized manner. Somebody will disagree with you because of a particular reason, which is okay, no problem. But where are your own superior logic or superior arguments? So you disagree with somebody on the basis of superior argument, not on the basis of personal issues. A lot of interpretations are personal. History, for instance, has happened. Nobody's going to change that. But people have a different way of interpreting that history. So that's okay. If I interpret it my way, that doesn't mean mine is right and that yours is right. That's how I see it. But if you don't agree with my interpretation, again, that is all okay. All you have to do is to give your own interpretation. And to come and say it is wrong, this is the right thing, that is very, very bad.
And that's the difference between pure science and social science.
Even in social sciences, there is objectivity.
Okay.
We're talking about interpretation of a data. Data exists. And this data that exists is real. Nobody manufactured it. For instance, we're talking about economic history. Economic history has happened. There is a price of commodities. There is a price of agricultural products. There is a sales and volumes and so on. These are facts. Why do this happen? That's interpretation. So if you don't agree with why they happen, that is fine. Then bring your own interpretation. But the activity has already happened and it was a fact. So what people need to understand is you can disagree with somebody else's interpretation of something that has already happened. There's no problem with that. But to insist that your own interpretation is superior and therefore must be accepted, that is imposition. That is dictatorial. Knowledge and learning do not inherit such things. So I can challenge whoever you are and say, no, your interpretation is different from mine, but here it is. But because of our conservative society, when people who are in position of authority and power and knowledge make a statement, everybody will accept them, even if they are wrong. Or somebody will try to challenge them just to prove that they are David's. He's a Goliath. I'm a David, and therefore I can challenge this big giant Goliath who has gone all over the world. I can prove to the world that he's wrong. This is not good.
Yeah, definitely, and it shows that people lack manner and the right attitude.
That's right.
Definitely in carrying out human interactions.
This only happens with Hausa social media.
Okay.
I mean, if you go to social media in the UK, in the United States, in Europe, it's a civilized discourse. Or if somebody disagrees with you, he'll just simply point to a resource that shows where your arguments are wrong. You just simply click, that's it. You don't even have to comment. Okay. So this is what you believe? So click on this, and then you go and see where your own arguments have been deconstructed. But in House of Social Media, you just simply, you are lying. This is wrong. We start abusing people, we start insulting people simply because we disagree with them.
And mostly the people that engage in such, what's the word for it?
Uncouth behavior.
Okay.
Uncouth.
Okay, uncouth behavior are mostly young people. What does that mean?
Well, because they are the only ones who have access to social media and social networks. They are the ones who are looking for friends, who are looking for other points of engagement. By the time somebody reaches over 40 or 50, he has made all the friends that he needs. And therefore, he really doesn't need to go anywhere looking for friends. But when somebody is like 18 years old, 20, 25, that is when they are looking for friends, new connections, new networks, and so on. But I think it's fine. Very good. I love it. I think it's a positive development because their eyes have been opened up. They are seeing the world for what it is, and then they're getting involved with the world. They're having a chance to debate and discuss with people. I think it's very good. But their manners need to be refined so that they can respect differences in opinion. If somebody doesn't agree with you or somebody said something, you could say, I mean, I'm saying it for instance. Yeah. Particularly when it comes to political disagreement. Somebody posts something, like maybe a headline story or something about a particular political party. And then the comments, wawa, jahili, kaza, and then abuses. It's only House of Social Media that does that. Other people don't. They have respected rules of engagement.
Yes.
They know and they respect that people have a different of opinion. And I think the problem with House of Social Media is that the young people who respond to some of the comments are responding as if they were in a dandeli, you know? They were physically friends. They are talking to their friends, their peers, and therefore they respond as if they were at a dandeli, not knowing that written social media has different rules of engagement.
Okay.
So you can't just simply open your mouth and say whatever you like. That is why they're not aware of the fact that whatever you write is there. It's not going to go away.
Even if someone deletes it or you delete
So it'll still be there. So imagine you end up abusing someone, and then about 20 years later, they bring back that thing to you. And then you begin to say, oh my God, I wish I hadn't. I was young, I was that. So now you are young. Be responsible. That's all.
All right. Okay. So, okay. Do you feel, given all the insults you've been receiving, like you're going to quit Facebook? Is that something you are considering?
When I quit Facebook,
are you considering quitting Facebook simply because of these insults and these quote-unquote criticisms from those?
why would I do that? If I quit Facebook, it means I'm afraid I'm running away. But why would I even do that? If when Facebook came to Nigeria, if you like, it was like 2005, because Facebook itself was created in 2004. So it was a slow uptake. Not many people were on the internet and all that. And I was a director already in the University of Management Information System. So I was already involved with the internet and things like that. So getting on Facebook was easy. But when we got in 2005, discovered there was nothing to say. There's nothing to say. People are just posting their pictures. Well, what Facebook does at that time, and I think they still do it now, is enable you to share your passion, like music, literature, films, and so on. And I did that. But then I discovered that if I say I like a particular musician, let's say Pelaran Shamkuti, then it will continue throwing advertisements of the man's albums. And it becomes too distracting.
Okay.
So I just simply got paid off and I closed the account. And that was it. Then when I moved into media and cultural communication, I was interested in what is called media anthropology.
Meaning?
Media anthropology is a discipline that looks at what people do, but electronically.
Okay.
Anthropologists study communities and societies. Go down there, look at them, talk to them, live with them, map them out, and understand them. But now you can study online communities and behaviors from online. So that's media anthropology. So when I got involved in media anthropology, trying to understand what people do and how they do it, I discovered that I need to get into Facebook. And I don't want to get into Facebook. So I was using my son's account.
Okay.
But then other people's, my army of colleagues and junior mentees, whenever they see something that they think might interest me, they will send me the link, and that link goes to Facebook. So I use my son's Facebook account to go and look at it. And this went on for quite a while. It went on, but then things started getting more and more. The House of Social Media engagement with Facebook started shoot up since around 2016. And then it quadrupled during the COVID period.
Yes.
So I said, okay. Let me go back.
Yes.
Let me go back. So I went to Facebook and started all over again. That was one reason. The other reason is, over the last 20 years, I have had an opportunity to travel all over the world, present papers, write book chapters, and so on. All about House of Popular Culture, whether it is music, literature, film, performing arts, and so on. Well, I do quite a lot in education too, but people are not interested in that.
Definitely.
They're more interested in the popular culture thing. And then I realized all these publications, the books, the papers, and so on, where are they? I have a website, auadomu.com. Go to the website, they are there. And people are visiting. The web designer has created a metric system so that he will be able to tell me how many people download a particular item. And that way I know what is most popular. I'm also on ResearchGate, where people download my stuff. For instance, last week, about 32,000 people have read my works on ResearchGate.
Fantastic.
I'm on Academia, I'm on Google Scholar, I'm all these things. But all these places are esoteric. They are exotic. They are far away from Nandogo. They are far away from Deneji.
Yes.
They are far away from Shafari. They are far away from Gwarzo, Kunnun Kudu, Rinja. I want people in these areas to know what I have done. Not for the glory, but for them to see how their society is developing, how things are happening in their society. When we publish overseas, it remains overseas. And maybe once in a while somebody will quote you, and that was it. But you are not really educating your people about what you are doing as a researcher. That's why I decided to come back to Facebook in full force. And when I came back, I wasn't just writing shallow pieces and saying, hello, today is a beautiful day, or something like that.
1-2 paragraphs.
No.
That's not you.
Yeah, that's it. So
You write in bulk.
I write in bulk. In fact, some of the complaints that I have is that, this is too much, I can't read this, I can't read that. So I tell them, read what you can.
Someone was telling me that if he saw your posts, okay, if she saw your post, it's a woman, I suppose, she would read 1, 2, 3 paragraphs, scroll down, and read the last paragraph. That's it.
Well, that's okay. I do that also with some novels that start getting boring. When you read it, you just keep skipping. It doesn't matter. Some will skip, some will read. There are some who said they download it, they copy it, and keep it. What is okay? Whatever you do, that even if it is just one paragraph, I have attained my objective. And that objective is for you to be able to see what is happening in your society.
Definitely.
So I don't just simply write a few shallow, and I don't talk about politics. I don't talk about
religion,
or international politics. I don't.
You don't.
Knowledge is my domain, so I focus attention on the researches that I have done, and that is it. And I have not received any adverse comment until I started uploading translations of the history of Kano.
Okay, history of Kano.
Yeah, all the other posting that I've done is about knowledge, about this, about that, and everybody was, oh, this is fine, this is great. Some of them derive from the paper that I have published. Some of them derive from my observations of public culture. But I always try to provide an academic base to what I was doing. Like the one on bullying. I met somebody who bullied me when we were children.
Wow.
Okay, and the bullying was serious. Very, very serious. He was cruel. He was evil.
Whoa. So,
and then we all grew up, of course, to have children and grandchildren. And then we met. That's about 3 months ago.
And the first thing that struck you was
the bullying. The bullying.
And you would never forget it.
Of course, never.
Did he forget it?
He must have, probably, because he was all smile. I mean, he was shaking hands, all smile. And I could see behind the smiles, the expectation of something, because he's really poor.
Oh, God.
But I could not bring myself to forgive what he has done to me, because it traumatized me. And if God has not looked after me, I might have turned out into something different.
Oh, God.
So this is what I do, in order to share this experience with other people who are in the same situation, that yes, you are bullied, but you got through it and you can succeed.
Did you write about him, or you wrote about the bullying?
No, about him. Not indicating his name, of course.
Okay.
About him.
No picture, no
nothing. No. I mean, the point is not to embarrass him or to make him big. The point is to show I was bullied, I survived, I am successful, I thank God. That's the point.
And the end result is for people to learn, so as to stay away from all the...
Sometimes you can't stay away from it.
Okay.
I like it. We're in the same environment. We're in the same area. So what they did actually for me, they helped me.
Okay.
Because even the title of that posting was about thanking my bullies.
Oh my God.
Because they traumatized me so much. I couldn't go out and play with them. I was scared.
Because they were making fun of you.
Thing. I was the smallest.
Yes. Tiniest.
Yeah, I was tiny. I was the same age as them, but I was the smallest. They were all bulky. So there was this assumption that if you're a small person, you're a young person. So they're always castigating me, being I'm too young to join their group and so on. So they rejected me, which was fine. What did it do? It pushed me into my father's library.
Okay, that's the moral lesson.
I said, thank you, my bullies, because they pushed me into my father's library. That's why I couldn't play games. I couldn't play any sports. I don't go out to watch any film or anything anywhere. I don't hang around. I was always in my father's library. So I was lucky. My father was an undergraduate student at that time at Bayero University, what became Bayero University. And he had, oh my God, he had tons and tons of books.
Wow.
So at primary school, I was reading Shakespeare.
Oh my God. Shakespeare.
Yes, I was reading William Golding. I was reading, all these big classics, his books at primary school.
Oh, excellent.
So that really accelerated me. So that posting was to say, if you were a bully, you pray to God, you remain steadfast, you'll overcome it and you will succeed. And here is a guy about like 50 years ago bullying me and now looking at me with the expectation. If he asked, I would give him. But he didn't. And I wasn't going to do that. So this is just, like I said, when it comes to
history of Kano,
the history of Kano,
that one got you a lot of criticism.
that is what that created some negative feedback. But when I say some, you look at a posting, about maybe 85 people have commented. Maybe about 3 people.
Okay.
3 or 4 people will say nasty things.
Okay.
Why are they saying nasty things? I started a project called Ajamization of Knowledge. The purpose of that project was to bring out Arabic documents on the history of Kano, translate them into Hausa language, convert them into Ajami, Warsu, because that is the kind of script that our people here in Kano and northern Nigeria really understand, because we're able to get the font that will enable you to write in Warsu font, not Hapsu. So we thought, if I translate the histories of Kano into Hausa language, not Boko script, but convert them to Ajami, Warsu, font, I will be able to reach Alarama, Gardawa, Almajirai, and other people who are knowledgeable about Ajami, without the burdensome process of them having to go and learn Boko. And most importantly, they know their history.
Yeah.
Because these histories were written in Arabic.
Yes.
Only scholars at the highest level, even if you like, professors, will understand them. But there is a need for public culture to understand them. And now, despite what people are saying, people have no reading culture. That is wrong. People read every day.
Okay.
They read the Quran. That's reading culture.
Wow.
They read their social media postings. That's reading culture. So what do you mean reading culture? Physical book? Now we have moved into electronic books. So we started Atomization of Knowledge. And the history of Kano is a little bit controversial. It's about the Fulani taking over from the Hausa, and that is. So the first one was what you can call a letter from Danfodio, which he wrote to Fulani leaders in Kano, asking them to migrate from Kano. That's it. So we translated that. It was in Arabic. We translated it into Hausa, put it in Ajami, and sent it. The first reaction was, no, this letter was not to Fulani leaders. No, he wrote. In the letter, he wrote to Fulani.
It's his words.
It was his word, not my words. If you want, I can give you the Arabic version. In fact, the Arabic version is available on the internet. Wasiqat al-Ahl al-Sudan or something like that. So that created.
That was the first tension.
Then the second one was Taqyid al-Akbar. Taqyid al-Akbar is a diary of the jihad in Kano. It was written by Al-Ghali Zangi. It was written around 1860 or so. And it was clearly racist because it was calling it was addressing Muhammad al-Wali as Tagut. This is somebody you can't call somebody who's Muhammad. You can call him Tagut. But they're calling him Tagut. So again, that was presented. And then somebody, I think he lives in Russia, but he's Hausa, I think from Gombe. Fulani from Gombe. One of those Fulani nationalists said, no. This is wrong. It is terrible. This is not a Fulani jihad. It's an Islamic jihad, so on and so forth.
And you have a totally different view.
He had a different view. And initially I was engaging him and just said, look, this is not my document. I don't write this. This is it. The idea of Fulani jihad, that's what they wrote inside those documents. I don't write it. No, this is wrong. You are. And then his Fulani nationalists also took over. And I said, hi. I am Fulani, okay? Abdullahi Maji Karofi was my great grandfather. All right? My father is tall ranking. So what's your problem?
Okay.
This is a fact.
So it's not like you're a Hausa person who has got a contract to blackmail, to black paint the Fulanis.
They are not even
You are not on a mission.
No, they are not
to
even saying
distort
that.
the-
What they are saying is that I have got a contract
Okay.
from the Jews. Who are they? I don't know. Wannan kwangilar Yahudawa ce.
Okay.
An biya ku kwangila don ku raba kan mutane, that is to split people.
Okay.
I said, but people are already split. God himself said it. We created you into different tribes and nations so that you can understand each other. So who are you to say we should merge? God doesn't want us to merge. If God had wanted, he would have created all of us in the same nation.
All of
To
us
show his
Arabs,
power.
all of us Hausas, all of
But
us
he
Fulani.
didn't.
But the purpose is understanding.
To understand each other. So, okay, you are Fulani, I am Hausa, you are very, very Kanuri, you are whatever. Let's understand. The idea is not to forget our differences, but to understand our differences so that we can become better enriched about our rich culture. Each one of us has a rich culture. Nobody is superior to anybody except those who have more iman in their heart in front of God.
Okay.
So don't come to me and say you are this, you are that, you are that. It doesn't make sense.
But the problem is that they would regard you as provocative and your words as provocative simply because you are trying to expose, unearth something that had been buried for years, for generations.
And do you think it is wrong to unearth it? Do you think it is wrong to unearth it? These things exist in libraries across the world.
So why not leave them away?
Why would they? That means you are suppressing knowledge. And there is a punishment for that.
But the exposition of this knowledge is trying to split the people.
No.
To take this argument.
No. It's only those who close their minds to the objectivity of knowledge.
Okay.
Only those who close their minds, who perceive history from their own narrow-minded perspective, they are the ones who will see something wrong with that.
For the sake of peace, why not just let this matter
Why
die?
should we? In fact, we're even uploading Ipakul Mansur soon.
What does that mean?
It's a book by Muhammad Bello about the jihad, about their strategies and so on. See, if you come up with this argument, then you are being like the Philistines. You are being like the Jews. I mean the Nazi.
Okay.
The Nazis
Germany.
in Germany burnt the books written by Jews because they don't want anybody to learn about their history, about their life.
Okay.
That is wrong.
Okay.
This thing happened. If we don't know, we're in darkness. And now people are saying they should not be exposed.
Knowing them is posing a threat of disunity.
No.
And thereby plunging people into
No.
chaos.
That threat of disunity has already been there because of unequal distribution of resources and power and so on. It has always been there. But the fact is, it is a Philistine who will say, I don't like history because that history was not favorable to me. Or I don't like history because in the history it shows that my people separate some people and therefore people should not know how they have been separated. We are not mature enough, intellectually mature enough to know that, yes, this has happened. Now, if you perceive it rightly or wrongly, it's up to you. But those documents exist and will continue exposed. In fact, I have even finished all the histories of Kano have been exhausted. The last one was in Boko script by Abubakar Dokajin Kano, Kano Tadaba Chigari, which I hope to post in a couple of days. So, but beside this, in fact, in one of the postings on this plan, history of Kano issue, somebody who said he hated me, which is okay, no problem. You don't have to like me.
You're not planning on sending the police to track him down and arrest him.
He said he hates me. So if he hates me, that's okay. He's not threatening me. He's not saying he's going to kill me. He's not saying he's going to attack me or my family. He just simply saying he hates me.
And
He
you
hates
hate
me
him
because I have uploaded a historical document that shows how the jihad was conducted in Kano. End of discussion. That's what I did. I didn't say, I kept saying that this is what they did. They agreed that this is what they did. They did it in Taqaid al-Akbar. They did it in Wasiqat al-Ahl Sudan. So they did it in Ipakul Mansur. They said, this is what we have done. And I'm saying, hey, this is what this guy said they have done. And then people are coming and say, they have destroyed our culture. They have this. Other people are making those comments. So instead of my transducers attacking those who made those comments, they're attacking me. And then one of them said, "Look, this guy you're attacking, he's Basul Libi." Yeah, no, he's not. He's not. There's no way he can be Basul Libi. He must be Barabara Yanyawa, some kind of hybrid.
Yeah.
I said, "Oh, if you call me hybrid, I love it."
Okay.
Because my grandfather, who gave to my mother, was cagey, very secretive about where he actually came from.
Wow.
But then the family folklore said he came from Burkina Faso.
Okay.
That he came because he was a Marabu.
Meaning?
The Marabu is Malamin Subu.
Oh.
He was a Marabu. And those guys over there are excellent about that. From Burkina Faso, Senegal, Mauritania, and all that. And even, I remember he died in 1990, but I knew him very well.
Oh, yeah.
So even his skin color was similar to the Mandinka. That's I'm proud of my heritage. So it doesn't really matter. It's not what you are that matters.
Okay.
It is who you are. You can't help being what you are. Tall, short, black, light, Bature, Platani, whatever. You can't help it. God created you. But it is who you are that matters. How you live your life, how you interact with people. That is what makes you a righteous person. Your light skin is not going to take you to heaven. But your kindness and your heart will take you to heaven.
And you are proud of and comfortable with what you have achieved so far.
Oh yeah, alhamdulillah.
Especially on Facebook, in this regard.
Oh, with Facebook, I'm happy. I have 27,000 followers. I mean, I never expected to get those because I thought my writings were boring. But then but then people are coming and they're telling me they are learning. And so long as one person will say he is learning, I'm good. I'm very, very good.
Well, we are very much running out of time. Even though the conversation has already started heating up and getting much hotter and hotter. 2 questions before we go. What do you do as a hobby?
I don't have any hobby.
Oh, really?
If you're talking about a hobby as a physical exercise, I don't. I mean, like football or tennis or lawn tennis or something, I don't. I never had any hobby. Why? Because I'm a very tiny person. So I can't go into a football because they're all
very tall.
Yeah, very
and
tall.
Especially if they assigned you to be a goalkeeper.
I was once assigned goalkeeper and we lost 6-0. That doesn't make sense. So I don't have any hobby. If you are talking about a leisure time thing, my computer, that's my hobby.
Oh.
That's it.
That could be as stressful as possible. It could be as stressful as possible.
No.
Sitting in front of your computer.
Yeah, that's it for about 5, 6, 7 hours. No problem.
Because you are reading, you're not relaxing.
Yeah. Well, I read on my iPad. I have an iPad. I read on my iPad. I have music. I have about over 900 or 1.1 terabytes of music.
Different genres, different types.
Different. I listen to everything. And that was again the effect of that bullying.
Oh, yeah.
Because there was nobody to talk to, nobody to play with, no hobbies to go to. Read, listen to music. That's it. So over the years, I even became a musician myself. I have 2 guitars, I have a piano, I have a flute. I'm good.
So that's your hobby?
Well, if you want, hello, everybody, that's my hobby. That's what he says.
What about watching? You watch a lot of films?
Films?
Yeah,
of course.
Action films.
If there's a gun in it, I watch it. If there's a cat or romantic, I have no time for that.
Forget about that.
No. It has to be action.
Fully action.
Full action.
Van Damme, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Mission Impossible.
We're talking about Jason Statham now.
Okay, yeah.
And
Tom Cruise.
Yeah, these are the kind of, that's it. I want for about an hour and a half or 2 hours to just get lost. But I also am interested in cinema and cinematic angles and all that. So that's it.
I
read all these thriller novels. I read them.
Up to now, you still read thriller novels?
Of course. I'm going to read thriller novels until the day I die. I have no problem with that. Because it feeds my mind. It sharpens my mind. It tells me about what's going on in the world. It makes me understand things. It was this reading culture that I inculcated as a child that has helped me to become where I am now. This multidisciplinarity. I had multiple angles of everything, so I can approach something from various angles, and I'm the better for it.
That's good. Well, Professor Abdallah Uba Adamu, it's been a real pleasure talking to you, even though we have not exhausted even 1/3 of the angles and areas and perspectives.
We could do it another time.
Definitely. We'll be delighted to come back and record it. Your final words for this episode and about this program.
My final words to everyone is what I posted today, which I think is 17th or 18th October
17.
on my Facebook. It is not what you learn that matters, but how you use what you learn.
Wow.
How's that?
It is not what you learn that matters,
But how you use what you learn.
that's deeply philosophical.
That's right. You have to reflect. When you learn something, it's there as part of your learning repertoire.
Sure.
And it's there, it remains there.
Sure.
Like all these books on history of Kano, they are all there. We learn about them. But how do we use them? That is what matters. Because now people are moving away from darkness of ignorance to the light of knowledge. And that epiphany, that hallelujah moment, that, oh my God, so this is how it happened? That is the critical learning period.
Sure. What can you say about the talk show, the interview? Let me be as narcissistic as you know I am. What can you say about this interview with them?
It's okay. You tend to wander off too much because the schedule you gave me was different from what we ended up doing. But it is all right. Your introductions tend to too verbose, too much verbose. You wander off. Use all those superlative expressions that are just simply.
We wanted to make it punchy.
Oh yeah. Well, you punch some people so hard that they just really switch off. You know, you hit them so hard that they switch off. But it is okay. I'm very proud of what you're doing. I like it. I even made a posting on you.
Yeah, sure.
You know, I posted a whole thing on you.
Last year. Thank you very
What
much.
I call reverse mentorship.
Definitely.
Because here in Bayero University, I'm thinking of writing a posting, but then somebody advised against it on what I call Zapa Pagoma.
Yes. Nomis G.
Nomis G, my main man.
Yeah.
So Zapa Pagoma is about 10 young, incredibly sharp young intellectuals in Bayero University that have achieved international recognition and status because of the quality of their work. I just came across them and I'm highly, highly impressed. And I want to highlight each one of them. But then somebody said you'll bring division because somebody will say, I need mana here, I'm also good, professor doesn't like me or something.
Yeah, definitely.
So I just keep it in my heart. These guys, and I engage them and mentor them whenever I could. But there are, not just in Bayero, but in Yumsuk, in KUST, I'm very, very impressed with people like you, you know, young, but they have embraced modernity and they're doing it in a very positive way and changing their communities. Unlike Arab Asira.
I mean, thank you very much indeed, Professor Abdullah.
Thank you.
Adamu, for being on the show. On behalf of everyone that has contributed to the production of this episode, Ibrahim Salis Nasser is our editor and Dr. Ali Musa is the producer. My name is Umar Isa Dandago saying goodbye and see you very soon, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.